Hi, we're here to discuss Mahogany Run. Mahogany Run is a great location. It's on the northeast side of the island. It used to house the golf course on the island, the only golf course on the island. However, since the hurricanes Irma and Maria in 2017, the golf course was shut down. It has not reopened yet, but we're hoping that it will in the future. It's a gated community, and it's in what they call a state Lovenland. So if you're looking online and you're seeing different properties for sale in a state Lovenland, it's most likely within the Mahogany Run community. However, there are some properties that are just outside of it as well. One thing people like about this is, excuse me, it tends to face down island a lot of the views. It tends to get a good breeze. It's in a fairly moist type environment too, a lush tropical type environment. And it's very close to Magens Bay, which is known as one of the nicest beaches on the island. Really like Magens Bay. The views do vary depending upon the location within the complex itself. So there are a couple of different parts of it. You may see it written in the descriptions about it. There's an area called Golf Village. Now, Golf Village is the first area you would come to once you pull inside the gates. And it's probably one of the less desirable parts of Mahogany Run. Not because the condos are any different, but because you don't have as good of a view. It's still beautiful and everything. And there is a pool right there too, which is nice. And it's a quiet type of spot, but it just doesn't have that view. You may also see the name Tennis Village. Tennis Village is actually in a different entrance outside of the main gates, inside a smaller gated area where the restaurant Old Stone Farmhouse sits, which is an excellent restaurant, by the way. So Tennis Village also, it does have some water views, but they're not quite as good as those once you get up and over the hill and you're looking down island, meaning towards the British Virgin Islands and St. John and the island of Hans Lalick. Now, there are some other areas too where you also look along Peterborg Peninsula towards Magens Bay. And those are some nice views too, but they're not quite as desirable as the down island views that you would get. Prices will vary depending upon the view, the condition of the condo, and also which floor the condos are on. Now, the condos at Mahogany Run, most of them have 3 floors. So you'll have an upper unit, a middle unit, and a lower unit. Some of the buildings, though, and actually still a considerable amount, have just an upper and a middle, and they don't have a lower unit in it. So you're going to have a mix of those. Obviously, the most desirable would be the upper units because they have the big vaulted ceilings. Makes it really nice. And you're not going to get as much like ceiling height as you would if you're not in an upper. If you see a U, an M, or an L after the number of the building, that represents upper, middle, or lower. Okay, so that's going to make a big difference too. What's it like in Mahogany Run? Well, it's always been known as a community that has a high percentage of the people that actually live there, owner-occupied units. So you can get good financing because of that on these owner-occupied units. You can even get some FHA financing, well, depending upon your qualifications and stuff. It's something that is feasible within there, which is something that you cannot get at any of the condo-tels, which I discuss in some of my other videos. A lot of owners also use them as a long-term rental, meaning like 1-year leases. So there are people that are in there full-time, working and living community within the Virgin Islands. There are, however, especially more recently, a lot of vacation rental units, and they work well there because of your proximity to Magens Bay. You're also just a kind of short drive up over the hill towards downtown, and you're only about 15 minutes from the East End as well. So it's a decent location centrally around the island to get to most anywhere you need to get. It's not too far of a drive. Actually, my wife and I own a home that's half a mile as the crow flies from Mahogany Run. And we chose it because she was working downtown at the time. I was working on the East End. It was a great in-between spot for both of us where it was really just a 15, 20-minute drive for either of us to get to the East End or to downtown. which is really good. One thing I should note is, and this video is being made on July 1st, 2021, they just announced some new rules regarding vacation rental properties in Mahogany Run. I don't know if these rules are going to stick. There are people in the community that are very against this and very disappointed with what they have done. But the main points about this are, let's see, they're only going to allow 15% of the total units to be used for vacation rentals. They're going to require vacation rentals be 1 week minimum in duration. And the COA is going to be collecting a $50 fee from every rental. You will also need to report these rentals and give a list, and there will be other rules associated with doing the rentals, but they want to make sure they know who is coming and going in there. I understand part of their reasoning. A little questionable on 1 week rentals, like why is a 5-day rental not okay? I don't understand that part. And the 15% cap, are there people that are going to want to do vacation rentals that aren't going to be allowed to? I'm not sure about that one either. Obviously, this has a little bit of information that's going to be in limbo, but that's what they're saying right now. But Mahogany Run is one of my favorites. I've owned a condo in Mahogany Run myself. I used it as a long-term rental, did not live there. But if I didn't have dogs, Mahogany Run is one of the places that I would choose to live. I like it. The buildings are not right on top of each other. They're spread out across the whole property in a wide area. So you never feel like you're too close to your neighbors. They have a designated parking spot, one for each unit, and then there are some guest spots around different buildings as well. A couple of pools. If they get that golf course up and going again, I think that'll really help as well. But condos have held their value there for a long time. Mahogany Run itself is a community gated with 24-hour security, as I said, but it's not just for the condos. There are individual homes within Mahogany Run as well. So it's a place that is definitely worth looking at if you're looking for property here in the Virgin Islands. Thank you.